guys, so I'm bringing a video for Asia this time. I know people have been getting a bit frustrated, you guys from Asia, getting a little bit frustrated because my Asia content has almost been non-existent for a little while. You know, I want to apologize for that, but when I start having connection problems, as you can see right in front of me now, when I have to do little tricks like hold down the start button and log in, and then I get infinite loadings, like, you know, infinite loading symbol and stuff like that. All of these things just really put me off trying to get into Asia and play. Really sorry about that. I know that it's probably pissed you off a little bit because you've just seen global stuff all the time. Also, you have to understand, you know, when I'm opening these gold boxes and things in global, that's costing me quite a lot of money. You know, to go on to Asia and also spend the same amount of money to try and do the same stuff, it's not really feasible. I don't, like I've said to you multiple times, I don't earn money from YouTube really, and so, you know, I can't really afford to do that. Anyway, moving on swiftly, okay, rotation. Now, rotation they've tried to explain here, and I think actually they've talked out of their assholes, and I want to try and address this a little bit. Remember, this is important that I tell you this before I start here. These are my opinions. These are not official statements from anybody to do with Vertigo, anybody to do with Play 1 Asia. This is nothing. I actually believe that after the pressure that a lot of people had been putting from the European, from Blackshot Global side, after everyone in that server, or a lot of people in that server, including myself, after we complained about the fact that in Asia you could pretty much buy any weapon that has been released in the game, because remember guys, you know, maybe a couple of months or so ago, every single weapon pretty much was available to purchase in Asia in the store. You had your AK Snows, you had your pretty much any weapon you wanted. Only a couple of weapons would come out for like seasonal sales, or they would go straight into the gold box, the brand new weapons. But in a lot of cases, other seasonal items and items that aren't even available at all in global would just sit in Asia, and you could just buy them when you wanted to. Now, I feel like Vertigo have tried to put a little bit of pressure on Play 1 Asia. This is my opinion, remember. I feel like Vertigo have put a little bit of pressure on Play 1 Asia, and they've said to them, a lot of our players are giving us grief or complaining about the fact that we don't have the items in the shop all the time. We have them for limited exclusive times and things like that. Sorry guys. And I do believe that they've pressured Play 1 Asia into a situation where Play 1 Asia have now said, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take weapons out of the shop for a period of time, and we're going to put weapons in and take weapons out and put weapons in. So they're now trying to do a similar thing to how we do it on global, which is they try to put weapons inside the shop for a limited time, because then it makes people subconsciously go, shit, I need to buy that weapon because it's only going to be in the store for X number of days, X number of weeks. I need to buy it now, because if I don't buy it in that time, it's going to go out. So that's really what they've done. They've tried to scare people into buying weapons that they like by bringing them in and out of the game. I mean, for example, I mean, it says here, as you can see, weapons are rotated in and out multiple times a year. The weapons and gears rotated will return to the shop. As you can see, they've made it clear so that people don't rage about it. And the weapons and gears are not removed from the game. The current rotation is this. So now what they're saying is, if you like any of these weapons, a couple of ones that stand out to me are the Chris Vector Urban, FMG tuning, for snipers, I suppose the AWP, Macmillan Black is pretty good too, yeah. For rifles, I would go with the Brent tuning, is the OP shit. Enfield Silver Star is pretty good, yeah. So really, the SR2 Veresk tuning is an assault rifle. I thought that was an SMG. Am I thinking of a different gun? My mistake. So that is really it, guys. I mean, that is my opinion. You know, if you agree with it, if you disagree with it, you can tell me. You can leave a like if you agree with it. If you disagree with it, then you don't have to do anything. You can dislike it if you want to. But I honestly do believe that with Vertigo getting a lot of stick from me and from, I assume, other people about the fact that in Asia you can pretty much buy what you want and in Global you can buy fuck all. You know, in Global we get such a very small concentrated amount of weapons that are actually good to use each time, that it really doesn't give you any variation. If you see 99%, well, okay, 90% of like the top players in the top clans, I always say that in a funny voice because they're not really fucking top players. Most of them. Some of them are, but most of them. Okay, what weapons will they be using? I'm not going to tell you what weapons they'll be using. You tell me in the comments what weapons these top players in the top clans use most of the time. You tell me what skins they use, what weapons they use. You tell me probably what gears they use, and then you tell me why, you know, we have no variation in Global right now. It's so stale and stagnant. There are a couple of weapons of different classes that people use, and that's just the way it is. That's the way Global's always been, and now you're getting a taste of it in Asia. You're getting weapons taken out of your game and weapons put into your game on a rotation basis to try to encourage you and subconsciously pressure you into buying these weapons. Understand this, guys, these weapons do not disappear. They come and they go, so do not feel pressured to buy weapons. It is a damn stupid situation. And they do the exact same thing with the gold boxes in Blackshot Global. They put weapons in for a couple of weeks or a month at a time, and they say, in this month guys you must buy these weapons because they're going out of the gold box and we're not putting them in the shop. You know? So there we go. That's my Asia video. I'm really sorry that I'm not getting in and playing. I know that it's annoyed you, but I want to give you an Asia focused video and just discuss this with you. Thank you for watching as usual, guys. Please consider sharing the video to some of your other friends who play on Asia. I do talk a lot about Asia. You know, I'm happy to do discussions and talk a lot about Asia and stuff. Hopefully help people to see what's going on. And as usual, please consider subscribing and liking the video, guys. Thank you.